You already know he's in the building. I want to thank my Heavenly Father, archangels, regular angels, ancestors, extended ancestors, all divine beings, all light beings, all high vibrational beings, all timelines, dimensional portals, parallel universes, multiverse, etc., to infinity flow. Yeah, I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere. You know, things things need to be changed. Things need to be, you know, recalibrated. Things need to be rebalanced. I truly understand why all this is going on. Why y'all secretly resent me. Some super obsessed. Some so in love that it became real evil, personified, pure, because it couldn't be real with itself, with herself, you know, and dragged a lot of people into something that they had nothing to, be involved in. And truly not dragged because, everything is willing and I still can't see or fearing these individuals, these head characters, lead star characters, main characters that y'all truly fear. But yet y'all look at me and don't see that I'm far beyond them if I really wanted to be that. Well, I've been saying it for years. I know some real killers. I really do. That give me the utmost respect. Not to say to be proud of being a killer or whatever, but when things need to be done, things need to be done. And if it has some type of real balance or code to it, not just, some shit thrown to it, but a real genuine code where if it ever had to be obsessive, you know, it would have to actually be that. It wouldn't be a made up thing. It wouldn't be a scared thing. It would actually be pressure. You know, almost everything breaks under pressure. Either it transformed or it's completely destroyed, which is also transformed. But it's not what it was before, the pressure. I told you I've been doing this from the belly. Came out already doing whatever God had have me as. You could consider it as bait or could consider it as what it is. We have all heard, even if we don't believe it, but yet we believe a lot of these lies, but we can't believe the truth. That be careful for the people that you entertain. You never know, you could be entertaining the demon or an angel. And be careful on how you treat both. Ain't that crazy? I'm gonna give another secret that, hell really don't want me to say. The only power a demon has is you fearing it. You fearing it. And there's only really seven of them and they little derivatives of them that leads to them. So you walk up to them and punch them in the face. Pull out your knife, pull out your gun, pull out your sword, get your armor on, your shield, and step to your business. And really step to your business, win or lose. Nine times out of ten, you're gonna win because it needs this. You took its power away from it. You no longer fear it, and we need to learn how to just not just do it in that into that aspect, but in every thought, every action. There is no fear except for fear itself, which is an illusion that somehow it was conjured up, and once it's made and created, it falls into a lot of categories. Something thought of, something spoken, something designed, something completed can you know cannot be erased. It's already known. It might get it, you got pray or put an illusion around it for it to be forgotten, and that's only on how you know strong or weak the individual that it's being performed on. If you could believe in Allah, you could believe and you could believe anything. So how we have a hard time believing that is this, you know, the master creator, the master architect, the master designer, the master of all that reside in us, that actually gave us the breath of life into this clay body from Mother Sophia, and not even from Mother Gaia. Mother Sophia, Sophia is, actually God's consciousness, God's creativeness, God's curiosity. And that's deep to even say, could God know all? So how can he have a curiosity, right? Or she have a curiosity, or spirit have a curiosity. But don't you have curiosities? Aren't you curious? Aren't you fashioned in his or her image or spirit image? Giving great honor above all of creation. You got angels that you got, beings that govern absolute laws that sustain us, but yet we get all the glory. Is that not profound love? Is that not understanding of all understanding, if not pure love? Um, I don't know how to put it. I'm not trying to make y'all see, but I would like for y'all to see. I would like for y'all to actually hear as a being, which I know y'all do, that I speak to all spirits because it's a great spirit in me is speaking is speaking to them through me. Yeah, I'm different. Yeah, I have ability to keep an open mind, live in reality, speak truth, regardless of what it is. For the simple fact, truth is the only thing that propels, evolves. You know, it's actually the hammer that fashions us, or the forge that that we being smelted in. It also needs a hammer to form whatever weapon or tool you'll be. We all worrying about fellow man reputation, how one's perception of who you are makes you who you are. None of those stars that actually got there on their own merit. It's not saying they didn't evolve, but they are the same person that evolved to be that. If they didn't learn how to memorize lines, know how to put what they read into emotion, or how they play music, how they write music, how they paint, how whatever that's truly you, your core you, and that's not might be the only thing that you can do, but tap into what you is calling you, no matter how anybody feel about it. For real, at the end of the day, it got nothing to do with them. They living their lives, and 9 times out of 10, they ain't happy because they focusing on yours and have the audacity to want to speak upon it. Only time you should really speak upon, mm, okay, my Lord, I might be learning something myself, you know, but my Lord also know why my lack in that is. I am I am the contradiction to what I was about to say, and I'm gonna say it. It's And I'm saying you have that they have the audacity to, you know, speak on one's life, and we are not supposed to do that unless they was asked the question. I need your advice. Um, I have this situation, blah 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 blah, and they person will speak on whatever they perceive because they might know your situations, from the outside or whatever. You might have mutual friends and so on. So they might have other information that you don't know. But that information, if they are truly genuine, they're not gonna tell you all that information. They're gonna summarize what they might generated to bring forth to you, which if it's done in purity, in true, genuine, trying to help, even if it's kind of damaging to the person that asks the question, asks for their advice or their opinion. Now, y'all heard that, and y'all also heard what I said earlier before that. I am the exception. That is my designated job here on the planet is not to, how you say, be disrespectful, but it's to be, like I said, it's all on the intention, the genuineness of it, the pure insight that it is no, there's no wrong in it. So how can it be taken as an attack when you know it's it's lighting the way to a path that should be walked and experienced because that's what you truly want. like, like you want to experience mastery of this reality matrix system. That's, um, I don't know these individuals, personally, but I know these individuals personally through their speech, even if they don't speak like me. But the core source of it all is it's the same, and that's the beauty. Right? I want to put it out there again. Conspiracies is not conspiracy. It's the truth that's hidden or whitewashed or so-called erased. That do background shit until the curtain fall and the back of the stage, the true bare walls, wires, and props and everything lie bare. Then the truth is seen. Oh, this is how all this is done. The world is a stage. William Shakespeare, we take it as poetry or philosophy, but it's really profoundly divine. It's talking plainly, but yet in code. And what part are you playing? Little, small, just, wicked, fame is not all what it's cracked up to be. Right now, we in a world where we want to post and design stuff to make people look at us, in a ritzy, cool, up with the times, or I know that's gonna be fucked. I did all that. Um, um, what the hell? But y'all generally understand, keeping up with the Joneses, you know, wearing so-called the finest of the finest. 9 times out of 10 is bootleg or marked down items. Slight imperfections type shit. You know. But yeah, they ain't trying to tell you that. And you know, to truly, you know, genuine individuals get treated genuinely from other genuine individuals. You know, we taught to do this cloak and dagger bullshit, which a lot of people don't know. A lot of the shit we do is cloak and dagger. Mhm. And look up what cloak and dagger stand for. If y'all never heard that terminology, it's old. Old. I believe older than me, but it's more of a combat combat term. You know, the art of war without being the art of war. You know, it's like propaganda. The shit we manipulate to look a certain way. Those ways are over. Nobody want to be with a fraud. Nobody want to be with a thief. Anybody lazy. Anybody that want to be a emotional leash. Yet those are the same individuals that play big, knowing that they doing a lot of siphoning, not just from one, but from many, depends on how greedy and how good their illusion, and it's more of the their sources. The greater the source, the purer the source, the stronger the illusion that they could uphold. So this is why we all should be guarded sexually. Not saying not to have sex, but for, you know, not just pleasure, but for procreation, but in a true harmonious relationship. You know, it's it's not just hygiene purposes, it's spiritual hygiene purposes. Your mental health, your physical health. your spiritual health is at risk for not being attentive, which a lot of us is not attentive because we are seduced by society's propaganda. Even the ones that have multiple sex partners, they truly only want one. A lot of people that have multiple sex partners because they don't feel that they're worthy to have just one. They afraid that the one that they have will see them for who they are or whatever they trying to hide, and they want to already be prepared. So when that person decides to leave, which is not that that person has decided to leave, which it is, but 9 times out of 10, you ain't seeing your part. You making them to decide to leave, and it's the right thing to do for their survival. And then when y'all see that, y'all wanna, continue to try to, play manipulative strings, which as you destroy them, you stop them from doing their purpose, their job in life, what they here to actually do. Your genetic line and the genetic line that individual will also have touched if they still be around or have made it to the point where they needed to make it before, you turn into the source and have to come back and do it all over again because certain things wasn't met. And woe to all of us when that happens because it's a domino effect, a serious domino effect. But we're not told this, we're not understanding this. This is that connectiveness that I said everything needs everything. And if you don't understand, or at least open your mind to try to understand everything and how everything works as a, a well a well-oiled machine, if we help it do what it's supposed to do instead of being the obstructive force or an infection, you know, instead of being the cure, we being the virus, and a very wicked one at that. And we doing it, etc. It's getting fat. We're getting faster with it as our so-called intellect and way of living has us blind to the full extent and the effect that every thought, every decision, every consequence for every little thing either works for us or against us. And I'm sorry to be the one to tell y'all, and y'all sure already know. I'm the one that's trying to make y'all remember. What you already know. I shouldn't have to be telling you this, but I have to be telling you this. Just like if it's something that you need to tell me, I need to tell me. And that's just straight ass. Because if you don't, you hurting yourself and billions and hundreds of thousands or whatever believe it or not, you talk about future generations. If I was able to touch their ancestor to awaken them, to heal them, to corroborate with them for whatever in that generation to spur the same thing with what comes to me. It will be a general give and take because it's meant as a give and take, divinely led, divinely protected, divinely cared for, as we care for it. And it's really that simple. We're all our intellect, we can't take care of Mother Earth, but yet we still want to be in space, but yet they're going to say we can't get into space. We don't have the technology, so we was never into space. And if we are into space, it was through a wormhole, not through our hemisphere. You would have to change form to be able to do that, or walk through a portal that's designed for this vessel to walk through. But just because you walk through a portal or a so-called place or destination that is a portal, don't mean you'll be transported. All that is in design of where you at in your evolution, your unlocking, your awakening, your true understanding of truth, and your ability to change everything with your everyday little choices of being genuine to yourself, genuine to everybody else, and watchful all at the same time. It's not about being blind. Just everybody, let's just be good. It is that easy, but at the same time, there's a lot of tricksters, a lot of wannabes, a lot of all right, I gotta play this role because if I don't, I'm gonna be destroyed. So let me lock on to one of them, so I could use their protection or use their light to cover me or make dust me off a little so I don't look all fucked up in the game. And there I'll be able to be somewhat connected to others if my host or hosts are able to clean me up enough where I'm able to get that big fish or whatever. So if the game never stops, but it's not just about what a person talks, it's about a person's actions, a person's intent. But I could tell you the sky's green all day. If you want to believe it, it'll eventually turn green for you because you want it to believe. You want to believe it. Think of it this way: the only reason why we all say the sky is blue because we was all somehow taught that the sky is blue. Sound crazy, but it's the truth. Why what we call sky blue can't be sky green? That's crazy. But if you was taught that the sky was green, you used to call what I'm talking about the sky's blue as madness. Wouldn't that be so? I know I play around with thought shit. Sometimes I get lost, but it's not lost. As you call it, it's pure thought. It's pure observation. It's pure realness. And there's more way to look at anything. And the more ways that you look at it is the add on to the infinite possibilities. A lot of them could lead you to, prosperity. A lot of them could lead you into damnation. But if you ain't looking at all the possibilities, all the variables, all the whatever you need to look at for whatever you looking forward to. I know a lot of us always look for the good. Oh, damn, if I was a star, how did it? So you know how many hours, days, maybe even months it take a person to learn their lines, memorize. You're not talking about having a teleprompter there. And if you go, while they trying to act, no, you know, you could tell the difference from a person that knows his lines to from a person that's reading it from a teleprompter. Even if they fuck up the line somewhere where the word in it wasn't said, it still might go through for the simple fact of how fluent and correct that whatever was added to it made it more believable. Look, these are little subtle things, not just in acting, but in everything. That's what I said. The little things are the things to look at because it makes the big things easier to manage. If we ain't managing the little things,